Mankind has only one chance to prosper. I will see the galaxy freed once more. And if I cannot save it from your failure, Father, then let the galaxy burn.
Today we're going to be using the God Emperor origin from the new Galactic Paragons DLC for Stellaris to attempt something rather interesting. We're going to do what hasn't been done before and unite the galaxy in a Great Crusade. I'm going to set myself a whole bunch of rules and a couple of extra goals. The first and most important rule will be that by year 50, having consolidated the solar segmentum, we're going to take the new Crusader civic, which will stop us being able to do any proper conquest wars and instead only liberate other human empires in the galaxy so that we can make them join our great Imperium. We'll also be purging some Xenos, of course, and throwing in quite a bit of roleplay as the God Emperor of Mankind himself. On top of that, Earth must become an ecumenopolis by the end of the game because that's how it is in Warhammer 40K. We'll also possibly be dealing with some extra galactic threats 10,000 years too early, maybe a little bit of Horus Heresy stuff. You'll just have to wait around and find out. It's going to be pretty exciting. So let's dive in and see who we'll be playing with today. The Imperium of Man, as you've probably guessed, is the empire we're going to be playing with today, all thanks to one of the brand new origins from Stellaris Galactic Paragons, and later on, some of the new civics. Let me introduce you to the Emperor of all mankind, who is an unwavering aggressor. This is a bonus that's going to help us while he is in power, giving us extra fire rate, extra tracking, and extra chance to hit. We're also going to be able to upgrade this bonus as time goes on. It's going to be pretty darn good. Amidst violence and hardship, the planet Earth was unified by a single leader, consolidating power through the repression of weaker factions. They have now become a fierce advocate for science and technological advancement. In the aftermath, an uneasy peace has descended, but peace rarely lasts. We are going to start with a powerful, legendary leader, the God Emperor himself, and this will give us access to unique ruler traits based on our empire's ethics. We'll get to those in a moment. We will strengthen our ruler's position by gaining new traits and additional bonuses, and we can attempt to build a strong state apparatus that may even surpass this ruler's legacy. We'll also start with a resilient and long-lived species. So taking a look at our humans to begin with, you'll notice they're slightly different to the regular ones, and that's because we have the perfective genes. Millennia of eugenics and wars have led to the creation of an extremely resilient species, plus 25 years leader lifespan, minus 15% leader experience gain. Now that reduction in leader experience gain may seem like a problem, but we will deal with it later. We'll also of course be adaptive and wasteful, the normal base human traits in Stellaris. Now if we were going to be truly canonical to Warhammer 40,000, or Warhammer 30,000 in this case, the planet Earth would not just be a regular continental world, it would instead be an ecumenopolis. To that end, one of the goals of this playthrough will be to turn Earth into an ecumenopolis as befits its station. Looking over to our government and ethics, the Emperor of Mankind is a materialist. He wants to put aside petty notions like spiritualism and all of that religious nonsense. Those are childish things that we should be done with now. He is of course slightly militarist and very much authoritarian. A strong guiding hand is now essential to the success of the human civilization. For over 30 millennia, he has stood in the shadows waiting and watching, and now it is the Emperor's time to come into the light. To represent this massive wealth of experience, we're going to be taking the Philosopher King civic. That now has new bonuses as of patch 3.8. We'll get additional Councilor experience gain, and our leader will get a reduced number of negative traits. He is the Emperor after all, he's pretty perfect. We'll also get access a little later on to the Lord Chancellor. This will give us, per skill level of the Lord Chancellor, plus 3% additional Councilor experience gain. So everyone on the War Council of Terror is going to get really darn smart. Of course, we're also going to be crusading amongst the stars, and thus a distinguished admiralty is necessary. The primarchs, who we're going to need to go and find, are going to be first and foremost in the management structure of this civilization. Now, we are not starting as imperial, we are dictatorial, and I would argue this fits much closer to the foundations of the Imperium of Man. At this point, his title was Emperor, and I guess it still was forever, but he does not have a successor, he does not have a family, he does not have any children, he is immortal. He's dictator for an immortal life. And also if we took Imperial, then we can't take this special origin. So with the Imperium of Man ready, let's talk about our goals for the session. I've already mentioned one, and that is convert the Earth into a great and shiny Ecumenopolis world. The other goal we're going to have is to unite every human being in the galaxy under our rule. And don't worry, I've seeded this galaxy absolutely chock-a-block with other human civilizations. So we're going to be going on a Great Crusade very, very soon. To stay true to that, I'll be taking the new Crusader spirit for my third civic. That means that admirals will start with the Zealot trait, generals will start with the Crusader trait, we'll get additional weapons damage, reduced ship build cost, and access to the new Lord Commander Council position, and most importantly, we'll only be able to use Liberation Wars. So we'll be using those Liberation Wars to convert other human realms into our ethics and then subjugate them. If you want to play along at home, here are the settings I'm going to be using today. Much has happened since modern humans first emerged in Africa some 200,000 years ago. Our kind spread rapidly across most of the globe, and soon the first civilizations took form. Scientific progress has been swift, though not without cost. Wars claimed millions of lives even before the first atom was tamed. No record now remains of humanity's first faltering steps into the interstellar void during the period remembered as the Age of Terror. Yet step they did, their confidence and skill increasing until steps became strides, became leaping bounds throughout space. As humanity's power and influence grew, so too did its hubris. The indomitable spirit of human endeavor has ever risen to the sternest challenges. Interstellar exploration, trade, and inevitably warfare presented challenges like nothing mankind had ever faced before. But then, the collapse. Known as the Age of Strife, a 5,000-year-long period of anarchy, war, and destruction, and destructive technological regression from the 25th to the 30th millennium brought mankind to the brink of extinction. Now, with the ancient techno-barbarian states of terror under the Emperor's rule, we must once again look to the stars and the unification of the human race. Well, the Imperium of Man is roughly in the right place. If we just rotate the galaxy like that, you'll see that here we are in the Segmentum Solar. On the right there we have the Ultima Segmentum. That's actually the left, I guess, for our map today. Segmentum Obscurus to the north, Segmentum Tempestus to the south, and over on this right side is the Segmentum Pacificus. Because we have distinguished admiralty, all of our admirals at the start of the game will start at level 3, which interestingly means we already have some choices before the game even gets going. I think we're going to start by taking the new Warlike trait on our Minister of Defense. That's going to be helpful. And in fact, we can take that again. So before we've done anything, we are already at plus 7% ship's weapons damage simply from our Admiral, and another plus 5% from our Emperor. The Emperor protects, ladies and gentlemen. This is the special trait we get at the start of the game as well. This is the Luminary trait. The Unification Wars were a brutal affair. In the end, the Emperor brought peace and purpose to us all. The Unifier is the living symbol of what our species can achieve and an inspiration to all. It grants plus 1.5 stability, plus 3% unity from jobs, and a whopping plus 40 years leader lifespan. The Emperor is only 26, with a lifespan stretching on into infinity. Ignore the fact it says 145, we will fix that. We'll also be able to level this up over time if we play our cards right and the Emperor does well. But the first stage is going to be sending out our exploration vessels trying to find the lost worlds of Earth, possibly recovering and recolonizing some worlds like Sirius 3 here, which have been lost to human civilization for quite a while. The Emperor put an end to our internal strife, bringing about the unification. He came to power on a platform of patriotic unity and imperialism, promising to lead all of us into the stars and create a grand galactic empire. Today our people grow impatient, and dissident voices question our leadership abilities. The Council has prepared several 40-year plans that will put these doubts to rest and propel us into the next age of our species. We're now going to get special agendas on the Council and all of that, plus a very cool situation. Expanding our nations by controlling systems, colonizing planets, and if we encounter other empires signing defensive pacts, should increase our progress. So we really do want to follow along with this unifying promise. One of the first great projects of the Emperor was the Primarch project. Unfortunately, those primarchs have now been lost thanks to the intervention of the ruinous powers. However, a civilization that strives for aptitude and all the lessons we learned from, making our test tube babies is definitely going to be helpful going forwards. Plus, that 25% leader upkeep reduction is going to be massive considering we're spending 18 unity a month right now on our leaders. Some in the Sol system are not as happy as we are with the Emperor's rule. The scourge of religion surfaces once more. The first thing we fired off here is the infinite opportunities agenda, because now the sky is the metaphorical limit. And after that, we're going to work on expanding our war council here of the Imperium of Man. We've also found a new, better head of research, Francisco Escuera. This is going to give a spark of genius, mining rush, which is pretty good actually, plus 7.5% minerals from jobs across the Empire, and also as head of research, plus 6% research speed. Overall, this brings up our research speed to a comfy 14%. Normally, I wouldn't recommend that we just recruit leaders willy-nilly. However, for the unity investment of only 1.5 unity and the final piece of our leader capacity here, we can grab an admiral with the Scrapper 2 trait, providing us with plus 6 alloys or the equivalent of 2 pops. I think that's worth it, All hail the new Elena DuPont. And that's going to really help our alloy production here right at the start of the game. The Crusaders are coming, ladies and gentlemen, and we need those alloys to build ships. We've made first contact with aliens, possibly humans, but don't worry, the Xenos will be purged if we find them, or at least brought to heel. Annika and Bert will find out if these nightmares are really as bad as we think. They do look pretty grotesque. And if you're enjoying this video, please, crusade in the name of that like button. The first new world has been brought under the Empire's rule. Barnard Star Prime is now open for colonization. The cities built here are a sight to behold. Yes, they're so good we can't even quite see them. But through grit and determination, the colonists have managed to thrive on this new world. Human citizens on Barnard Star Prime decided to show their loyalty by erecting a grand monument to honor the Emperor, and we'll grant them some additional funding. Every state-owned screen in the Imperium of Man interrupts its scheduled stream to broadcast an official communication from Barnard Star Prime. The Emperor stands in front of a veiled monument. Today, we have made history. Never before has our species realized a grander achievement. With my guidance, with your hard work, no obstacle shall stand before us. The colonists of Barnard Star Prime wanted to honor me, but today all are honored equally, united in triumph. We're going to get some juicy pop happiness, unity, and that's forever. Our luminary trait will improve and we'll get positive media coverage for 10 years. So that minor improvement has increased stability from 1.5 to 2.2 and 3% unity to 4.5. That's alright if we can keep boosting those numbers up. Let's grab a governor for Barnard Star Prime. We have gone over our cap. That's increasing our unity cost from our leader upkeep, but this one is going to give us plus 10% ship build speed and minus 10% ship build cost. That's a really good governor to get our hands on. At some point in galactic history, the Ulm system here evidently supported a vast orbital infrastructure of unusual proportions which have since been systematically demolished, I suspect in the Age of Strife. There are large concentrations of debris in geostationary orbits around most of the planetary bodies in this system, including massive space hulks. The largest of these is a colossal sentry array. Our initial scans suggest that when it was operational, this array was powerful enough to provide real-time sensor coverage over the entire galaxy. The Emperor protects, ladies and gentlemen, and we will repair this sentry array so that his omnipotent eyes can see all. The Emperor knows the taint of chaos is everywhere, and for that reason he's imposed an information quarantine on any heretical knowledge. Botane 4 seems to contain a people that we really would like to have without, a hive-minded species, the Synodite. We'll have to work out what we're going to do with those. I think the Imperium of Man may not be so lenient by allowing them to exist. We're now getting a clearer picture of the beings on our border, and the reports are not good. They seem to indicate feral orcs have infested this region of the solar segmentum. Taking a look for a moment at our War Council of Terror, you'll notice now that a dictator gets a special role on the council, granting us per skill level plus 10 edict fund. Because we started a whopping level 4, that gives us plus 40 edict fund from our ruler alone, meaning I can trigger capacity subsidies and get a whopping 50% technician output without needing executive vigor. Executive vigor starts to look a bit crap, and transcendent learning is looking better than I've ever seen it.
Were you listening to me, Neo?
On Dugar 4, we found what appears to be a distress signal. Buried deep within the planet's crust, an ancient escape pod, its cryostasis capsule contained what appeared to be a child. Despite the pod's extreme age, the cryopreservation equipment was still functioning, and the child's life signs are stable. On the capsule's exterior, a series of symbols were roughly carved. The symbols translate to our hope, our future, our scion. We've now got a project to resuscitate the child, which I guess we'll try. Well, we've resuscitated the child, who seems somewhat alien in nature. I'm going to say this one's a primarch, ladies and gentlemen. We found a primarch. Huzzah! And this one is stuck in the pod, so we're going to give the primarch a new home. We have met the Orcs. Warlord Sharippa sends regards from the ruling council of the Orcs. Oh, goodness me. Their military responds to any transgressions with maximum force. Gorka gork. Alrighty, this changes everything. There's Orcs on our borders, ladies and gentlemen. The Crusade must come forwards a little bit, possibly. And there goes Transcendent Learning. One more step closer to the Primarchs, ladies and gentlemen. And here are the Confederated Bruggan tribes. They're weird. I don't think I made them. I guess one of the primitives has uplifted themselves. The War Council now comprises the Emperor, Malkador the Sigillite leading research, and Horus Lupercal, a stalwart Minister of Defense. Nothing could go wrong with that, could it? Malkador has also just become a researcher. It's a new veteran class. We get to pick between explorer, analyst, and researcher. Researcher, or the one on the right, is usually the counselor bonuses, and because we want to stack those council bonuses way up high there, he's going to grab that trait here. And that's pushed up our research speed to a whopping 28%. Clarminder has just shown up at our doorstep, and oh my goodness me, those noises, I think that really reminds me of the Geonosian in Star Wars Episode 2, but let's put that aside. This fellow grovels well. He gives the Ruthless Developer Destiny trait, which is a whopping 50% worker pop resource bonus. Oh my goodness me. Minus 35% pop upkeep. Yeah, there's a pop growth reduction and a reduction in happiness, but it's really good. We also get extra minerals. Oh, Iron Fisted, this guy. He's going to go straight to the management of Earth, no questions asked, and we'll just send someone else over here. Now, this does drop Earth's stability down a little bit, but our resources are going to go through the roof. Look at this. Wow. We'll begin this Great Crusade by purging the Orcish filth from our borders. We'll knock out their core worlds and demand tribute from what remains of their scattered peoples. Sadly, the Emperor exhausted all diplomatic options. We'll recruit some Thunder Warriors from Earth, and we'll get ready to drop down on planets. Well, the purging's beginning a little early today. I didn't intend to purge Botane 4 here, but they left me with absolutely no other choice. We won't get anything from them. We're simply engaging in an all-out policy of extermination. The Emperor protects, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I've decided this is Rogel Dawn, and I'm going to remind him that strength is power, apparently. He's growing up well, as somehow we picked him up pretty early. It's magic, really. And with the opening moves of the Crusade beginning with our attacks upon the Orcish peoples, the Emperor has become an unwavering aggressor, level 2. That's more fire rate, more tracking, and a higher chance to hit. As I gaze out at the war-torn landscape, I can't help but marvel at the sheer scale of the conflict that had unfolded here so many years ago. The echoes of battle still reverberate through the air, the very ground still scarred by the ferocity of the fighting. It is almost as if the Imperium of Man and her enemies had torn reality itself asunder in their endless struggles for dominance. But as I study the ruins of what had once been a proud fortress, my thoughts drift to the warning that had been issued so many centuries ago. Beware the edge of the galaxy and the monsters that linger there. I can't help but wonder if the Imperium had heeded that warning, if they had truly understood the scale of the threat that lay beyond their doorstep. For even as the Orcs had been driven back, new enemies had emerged, horrors that dwarfed the Greenskins in their malevolence and power. And I knew, even as I stood there, that the Imperium was locked in a desperate struggle for survival, one that would continue until the end of time itself. Ongoing research into the broken fragment found with Rogel Dawn has hit a roadblock. Given how many pieces are missing, we can only speculate at its true purpose. I'm sure the ruinous powers are up to no good. The war against the Orcish clans goes well. We push them out of a couple of systems. Our Imperial army has entered their capital, Giridar, and we're going to try and take it out. Well, we don't have enough armies, but we're going to try hard. It seems that these Orcish clans have even built crude, rudimentary robots. The robots are slightly better than ours, don't tell anyone. And now leadership conditioning is going to take place. This basically means everybody's leveling up. Oh, Beautiful. That now means I got to go through all of my leaders and figure out what new bonuses I want to get for them. For example, the Lady Chancellor, I believe she should become a strategist, and the Minister of Defense, Horus Lupercal, can be a Navy instructor. Leveling up our head of research here, we're going to be getting Inquisitive because Malkador the Sigillite is on the council. He's going to grant us 1 research alternative and 2% additional research speed. That's pretty darn nice. And we can get even more worker pot resource output. We're already getting this 50%. Let's increase that just a little bit higher. Lena Bergmeister, as her name might suggest, is an industrialist. We've made Julia O'Hara an explorer. This means she'll generate 5 unity every time she completes a survey, as well as getting additional survey speed and anomaly research speed, and a 50% experience gain bonus. Of the 37 alloys we're producing right now, 12 of those are from our leaders. It's pretty darn nice. Now we're going to set about an agenda of favored society. Specialist pop resource output to begin with, and when we launch the darn thing, 10 years of plus 20% resources on Earth. That's really good. The enemy has been crushed. The Orcish threat is neutralized. Our luminary traits improves, and we're going to get some positive media coverage. And how do you think my crusade is going? Am I doing the God Emperor of Mankind proud or not? Let me know down in the comments below. The Emperor in his magnificence is now an unwavering aggressor level 3, plus 15% fire rate, plus 10 tracking, and plus 10 chance to hit. This makes our ships particularly effective at shooting stuff down. We're already getting 27% weapon damage and 50% fire rate here just from the few things we've got going on in terms of warlike and all of that kind of stuff. I haven't even taken overwhelming force yet, so wowzers, this is pretty powerful. The Confederated Bruggan tribes are the next block in our path. We're going to vassalize them and make them know the meaning of the word fear. In a lightning raid, we might be able to just about take this capital out before anybody notices. To the warp with them. Down the Thunder Warriors go to liberate Nithescal 4. Oh, we're engaging them. Unfortunately, we don't seem to be doing particularly well. Their lasers and mass drivers are particularly effective. I think we'll have to retreat out of this one. Apparently, Horus Lupercal has died. The death of a great leader. Oh no. He died while doing the emergency FTL. Oh, come on. Do we donate the body to science? Yes. Such is the cycle of life. We can also recruit foreign leaders? No, we don't want any orcs on this council. Sorry, terribly sorry. I almost made a terrible mistake there. We've made a deal with the orcish crime lords on Giridar. Let's hope that's all fine. Well, they're attacking Kyrium. We're going to upgrade and then we're going to come back and deal with them afterwards. We're going to try again. We've now got Fulgrim in command of our space forces. That'll all be fine. Let's jump back into the fight and do our bit for the Emperor. Oh, here's Rogel Dawn, I think. He's erudite, nebulous past, interesting, and entrepreneur. Suppose we should probably put him on a science ship and send him off into the galaxy. Oh, and he's only level 1. Oh my goodness me. 21 years old, ready to rumble. The fight begins again here in the Kiram system, right on the border of Confederated Bruggan space. That's a solid victory right there. Let's push forwards back into the capital. We'll knock out these forces where they stand. Well, Rogel Dawn is starting to get some visions. I think it's not Rogel Dawn anymore. I think this is actually Horus. The other guy that we called Horus who died, that's not Horus. This is Horus. Yeah, definitely. Once more unto the breach, dear friends. We shall push forwards into glory. For the Emperor. And we've just found a mirror universe portal in the basement? No, I am the Emperor. Who are you? Oh, the warp drive and the warp beasts. Yes, sounds terrible. Let's help them out for the good of all humans, and then maybe we'll go conquer them as well. We brought a couple of orc slaves to Earth. I'm sure that won't be a problem. We should control this orcish population, so we're going to engage in some population controls on these disturbing creatures. Oh, Lena Bergmeister is now wasteful. Well, I guess that's the price you pay for success. They can't seem to help themselves. They just keep coming back. Well, we'll deal with them. We'll deal with them the old-fashioned way.
We'll have to destroy them ship to ship.
I guess Horus can be a spark of genius. Just as we take Torolville, hopefully the last system we need to beat this defective tribe of Xeno scum. Malkador tells me that we're about to get basic cloaking fields online. Pretty darn good. Well, that is victory. That means we have not one, but two vassals out there in the galaxy. One providing us with some basic resources. Actually, we should change this concept around. And the other being the Confederated Bruggan tribes. And we've managed to get our hands on a juicy, juicy size 24 relic world with planetary machinery. Don't mind if I do. The Imperium of Man grows outwards. Its tribute nations grow larger by the day, with the Emperor himself presiding over all. Ooh, and we're going to get an engineering focus. Yes, please. Bodronites? Goodness me. I promise there are some humans out here in the galaxy somewhere. Finally, we've met other humans. Here is the Lysaeus Chondrite, evangelizing zealots. That's not good. No, I have a feeling we're going to need to do some things. Oh my goodness me, and we're meeting the Eldar Confederation. Where on earth are they in the galaxy? Okay, they're to the north of us over there. That could be a problem. And we got some more people here to subjugate before we start our crusade proper. I just need to get rid of some of these aliens, god darn it. 40 years on, and the Imperium is beginning to take shape. We've opened up the Segmentum Solar into quite a nice little kingdom for ourselves. Now it's time, probably, to take the crusade elsewhere. This is also, coincidentally, given massive buffs here to our luminary trait, which now grants an empire-wide +8 stability and 16% unity from jobs, from just the Emperor. Fulgrim has gained the unyielding trait, that's pretty cool, +15% ship hull points and -33% combat disengagement chance. He's a good cookie. Boom, we just got favored society. Now for the next agenda of the Imperium of Man. Let's go for military build-up, I think. It's time for the crusade to begin. The Emperor faces an interesting choice. Do we name a successor, proclaiming Imperium across the known universe, or do we maintain the status quo? For now, I think it may be best to maintain the status quo. We're going to reform our government to take on the Crusader spirit. This will mean we can no longer take vassals. However, we'll get additional weapons damage and reduced ship build cost, access to the Lord Commander role, the Zealot and Crusader traits. And this also means we are now on the Great Crusade. We've met the Leagues of Votan. They are to the south of the galaxy. Indeed, there are a number of evil, deceptive aliens out there we're going to have to crush. 34 pops. What is this, a space age hive mind? Zahir? Oh my goodness me. The Leagues of Votan are shot across there as well. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. We've also met the Confederation of Marathi. They're going to need to be enlightened. Xenophobe, egalitarian, goodness gracious. But first off, Corvus Corax here, I think needs to be taught a lesson about the wrongness of spiritualism. We'll send Fulgrim in. There's no irony about that. The echoes of battle still resonate through the air, even years after the conflict has ended. And as I stand amid the old battlefields of terror, my mind lingers on the tragic tale of Corvus Corax. Despite his many admirable traits, the resolute and stalwart warrior had chosen to stand against the Imperium of Man, against his own father, in our noble campaign to unite the galaxy. It was a decision that would ultimately cost him his life, a fact that fills me with a sense of deep sadness. For even as the rebellious children were pushed back, consumed by the fires of war, the Imperium itself was slowly being consumed by the same flames. And in the end, it is difficult to say which side has truly triumphed, for all has been consumed in the endless cycle of conflict and destruction. A galactic community? No, we have no time for such nonsense. We're going to forge our own galactic community. The Kingdom of Baal, led by Sanguinius, has revealed himself as well. Interestingly, the Confederation of Tanaka has taken ownership of the Kingdom of Baal. That's not good. That's not good at all. And the Commonwealth of Deneb, how are they doing? They're at war with someone as well. The galaxy is aflame. Excellent. I came here to conquer the galaxy and raise some children, and I'm all out of fathering skills. The Zealot trait means that every enemy ship we destroy will grant us 2 unity for every point of ethics divergence. This is going to be pretty darn wild. Say hello to Alpharius Omegon. I swear it's him, even though it doesn't look like it. I pinky promise. He's just doing his thing again. Don't mind him. He's a bit crazy. Who on earth is beating up the Commonwealth of Deneb so successfully? Goodness gracious. We've also got the Leagues of Votan here. We're going to have to go after them very soon. I'll need a little more unity to do what I want to do, which is set up a hegemony. That'll be the overarching framework for our galactic empire. Well, we found the care interface. Who killed his people? I'm gonna try and cure the ferrophage. Go on, Horus, go cure it. We've also found Olympia. There's a lot of things being found at the moment. And we're finally ready to begin the creation of our Gene Warrior army. Yes, that's right. We're building Space Marines. If we can get some STCs online, everything's going to go a bit faster as well. That's all going to be good. We've also got Neurotic on Malkador the Sigilite. That doesn't sound at all accurate. A new nation has popped up. We have proposed subjugation. The nation is welcome to the Imperium of Man. Meanwhile, we are integrating the Confederated Bruggan tribes just to make the flag look a little bit bigger and a little bit nicer. We're just going for a quick upgrade of all the lasers from these UV lasers, and we're going to move them over into something much more powerful. That's right, X-ray lasers. Once we've done that, then the time begins for Crusade. We have our Legion Astartes ready to go, and we are going to be doing planetfall to bring the human side of the galaxy over here, which has got many, many different human kingdoms, into line. We'll probably do something about the squats, but first, here is the Primarch robot Girlyman. Can we make them a vassal by proposal? No, they're at war with the Eldar. Go on, my son. Show the Eldar you mean business. For every enemy army we kill in combat, we're going to get 25 unity as well. Oh, goodness me, this is going to be glorious. And here is Angron. Yep, Angron's leading the forces. It's all going to be good. Totally legitimately Angron. Don't even think about it. Oh, efficient staffing. When we upgrade that, we can also increase specialist worker output too. Goodness gracious me, that slimy fish is all right, you know. Well, there we go. We've managed to integrate our neighbors. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice indeed. That makes the Imperium of Man even bigger. Our bigness is going up quite a bit. We don't get any of their leaders. That's fine. We didn't want them anyway. The reductions I'm getting here are literally crazy. So shipwright minus 15%, Crusader another 5, military build-up 5 more, master build-ups 10, military pioneer 5, strategist another 5. That means that in total, I'm getting a whopping 45% reduction. Holy moly, and I can get that even higher, I'm pretty sure. Let's liberate the Lycaeus Chondrite. The crusade begins now at 2250, just like we roughly promised. A synthetic admiral would like to join us. Whilst I'd love to have Zondor on board, humanity must prevail. We're yet to see the Lycaeus Chondrite fleets anywhere. Oh crap, we've just seen them. We've just seen them. I repeat, we've just seen them. Let's wait for the other fleet to catch us up. Get out of there, get out of there. Oh no, you've made a complete dog's dinner of this. Focusing crystals, reactive armor, shield boost, and fuel. We'll give them every opportunity to succeed.
Construction completed.
And in comes the other 20k. Is that a victory? We have victory over the Raven Guard. Their homeworld will soon be liberated. We will of course allow any Primarch to surrender. The Commonwealth of Deneb is a protectorate under an alien overlord. That cannot stand, and we're going to have to do something about that very soon. Lycaeus is having issues. We'll send down Angron to knock out Corvus. Uh-oh, our Gene Warriors are taking some hits. Oh good, they've retreated. Excellent, excellent. Knocking out these armies should be granting us a nice little hefty unity bonus as well. Yes, for every army we kill, we're getting a whopping 25 unity. And there's a lot of armies in these ground assaults. It's very worth it. The Lycaeus Chondrite is coming back for another attack. Luckily, we have Alfarius right at the helm of this. Hopefully, we'll win the day. The first foundation stones for the Imperial Palace, nicknamed the Vanity Palace by some, have now been laid. Happiness will go up across the nation. We have, as a people, a shared destiny. This is a fact no one can ignore. I'm going to use that shared destiny just to improve Orcish relations. I know it sounds like an oxymoron. I apologize. Engaging again. Every time we push them back, and we get so much unity from these wins. Oh, we've got the defragmenter. I guess we could just boop, turn that on and fix our economy. That'd be nice, yeah. Working tirelessly to forge this human imperium, the Emperor has gained the gunboat diplomat trait. This is going to give us more diplomatic weight from fleet power, increase our maximum influence projection, and more importantly, reduce our ship upkeep. We've also engaged our military build-up decision. That's going to help us quite a bit in a moment, and we will expand the council just a little bit further. Well, an asteroid did our job for us, and it knocked some primitive Xenos all the way back to the Stone Age. Take that, Crash 4. These bonuses are now just a little bit silly. We're reducing the cost of a cruiser from, well, it was basically about 600 and something down to just 246 alloys. That is very, very cheap. And of course, the Adeptus Mechanicus are really going to help us out here by pumping out a whole load of ships. New Jamestown is the latest world to feel the touch of angels. The Emperor's angels, to be precise. Well, this is a good first smattering. The human star dynasty has been created, excellent, and they will be added to our Imperium imminently. Kai Shah has arrived to offer her skills as a spy. Honestly though, I don't think we're in much need of a spy right now. We just need to push the aggressive. The Imperium of Man is now leading the Great Crusade. Long live our great Imperium. It's time to deal with another enemy. We'll impose ideology on the squats now. These subhumans have lived for far too long without the Emperor's kindness. I think we've managed to catch their fleets in something of a disarray. They thought our defenses were down. That was entirely not the case. Under the intense pressure of the campaign, the Emperor has developed something of a coping mechanism. He's been called a warmonger by some. I'm sure we'll learn to live with that. No matter the forces arrayed against us, the Imperium of Man will prevail. The Emperor protects. Malkador the Sigillite, that beautiful man, filled with a whole host of fantastic traits. He's engineering focused too, inquisitive, expertise in propulsion. He loves the mining, and he has that lovely spark of genius. He's a bit old now, 106, but he'll live a long time. Well, he's completed some minor modifications to the human species. They're more robust, they're more intelligent, and they're more enduring. This is of course represented best in our leaders like our Primarch Alfarius here. Baron Victor Jaredin has proposed joining our crusade. We'll thank him, but for now it's a no thank you. We already have our great Primarchs. There are quite a few forces here. The Kappa services, 30,000 fleet, they're all waiting for us, but they're very weak, very low on health. The leagues of Votan are attempting to thwart our aims, but they will not succeed. And we've just appointed Alfarius as the Lord Commander. That's going to help us with a whole bunch of bonuses. Yeah, nothing could possibly go wrong having Alfarius here on the council. Absolutely nothing. Our fleets are assembled for one final push at the Votan capital. But we won't need to push, they are coming to us. Their meager forces cannot hope to match the might of the Imperium of Man. Down go the Legion Astartes, take over Broken Triplets. And that brings the new squat kingdom into the Imperium of Man. And they'll join the Great Crusade and we'll have a lot of fun. It'll be great. I think now it's time to turn our attention to the Empire of Macragge and bring them to heel. The galaxy is a place of endless conflict and turmoil. A maelstrom of violence and destruction that threatens to consume all those who would dare to venture into its depths. And yet, despite the many challenges they faced, the Imperium of Man continued to march forwards, their Great Crusade in full swing. But even as they cut down their enemies and claimed new territories, new threats always seemed to arise, emerging from the shadows to challenge their dominance. And so, despite the Emperor's vast power and the unification of half the known worlds under his rule, the path ahead remained fraught with danger and uncertainty. Looking back now, it's difficult not to feel a sense of bitter irony at the naivete that once filled our hearts. We believed that the Emperor would protect us, that his rule would bring about an end to the endless cycle of death and destruction that had plagued the galaxy for so long. But the truth was that the universe was full of death, and even the greatest of empires could not hope to escape its grasp forever. The great Roboot Girlyman has decided the Emperor knows best and is offering to bend the knee. He'll be joining the Great Crusade, and we'll be making him into a bulwark against chaos. Yet somehow, in the midst of this Great Crusade, a storm is on the horizon. That's not foreboding or dangerous or anything. I am not afraid though, because the Emperor protects. The Emperor appears before all citizens to give an address. Fellow humans, today I want to talk about growth. The hardest lessons are learned through pain, and pain we have suffered, but no more. As I look back on our achievements, I am filled with pride. We managed to overcome our differences. We ventured into the stars and settled in new homes away from our homeworld. Never before have we reached this level of technological achievement. Never before have we overcome such obstacles. For this dream we have fought and bled together. It is, I must The Emperor slumps down. Clearly an attack by some insidious force upon us. Chaos erupts. Did the unthinkable happen? We're now going to attempt to insert him in some sort of life-sustaining technology. Well, he's on the brink of death. This is bad. More bad things will happen. At the moment, we're going for experimental healthcare. We might put him again on life support soon, but it's not good. The Emperor is apparently dying. That's really not good. We haven't even got to the Horus Heresy bit yet. It's not fair. The life support approach doesn't really work because that costs 1 billion consumer goods. And now something approaches the outer rim. Where is the breach point though? The breach point is on the other side. It's on the exact side. It's on Segmentum Ultima, which is, I think, entirely logically correct. They just got here 10,000 years early. Yeah, the Tyranids have arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Okie dokie. 250,000 fleet power per fleet. Probably a few million for the big ones. This could be a problem. Where do they go? Oh, goodness me. They have a wormhole that leads directly to our capital. Right. Assemble the armies. And Guy Zuman has appeared. Wait, that's a very handsome looking alien there. This renowned leader using that portrait is a general, the most useless leader in the game. I would have loved an admiral. Researcher would have been cool too. Governor, fine. But general, oh my goodness me. What's the traits here? Plundering warlord. Whenever we win a ground invasion, depending on districts, we get resources. We can also kidnap pops when we win in a battle. Oh, okay. You know, I take it back. This general's fantastic. It's got a cool little alien thing there. Awesome. I mean, I want to enlist him, but I just know it's not going to work.
Our Imperium is besieged.
The Imperium is besieged. Poor Sanguinius, we will come to your aid. Oh, goodness me. Claminda's embezzled 30,000 energy credits. Well, we'll take that for the state, thank you very much. What do the combined fleets of the human Imperium look like? Let's see, we've got fleets. Not that many of them, though. And here come the second wave. 800k a pop. This is going to be really dicey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do my best, but I'm just not sure it's possible. Not with the Emperor dying. Literally, it could not have been at a worse time. Oh, and they've jumped through. We are engaging. Holy moly. Oh no, the Tyranids are coming straight for our capital. Everybody engage. Everybody fight. Nobody quit. This, I think, is going to be the most decisive first engagement where we're going to be absolutely hammered. Yeah, there we go. There's nothing to be done. Try putting on a fortress. Alpharis is still around, luckily. We'll throw him on the Sol Defense Fleet. Nothing can go wrong there. It'll be fine. Yeah, they just completely hammered our forces and then just left. Perfect. I think instead it's time that we ask the girly man to give us some resources, which is going to alter the terms of that agreement. No problem. Oh, but the Imperium of Man was looking so beautiful. We were getting there, you know. We'd done Segmentum Solar. We'd done Segmentum whatever it's called. Pacifica we'd done a bit of. We were just grabbing Segmentum Ultima, and we had the southern one kind of, but oh gosh darn it. 500 years. We've given him a 500-year lifespan, yet still he's just dying. We do have some scattered remnants of the fleet remaining after that first battle with the Tyranids. It's not all bad. Let's increase the number of battleships we have, these beautiful things with our particle lances. Hopefully we can do some better job next time, and from there hopefully we can actually do some good. This time the engagement will be more even. I'm not sure we're going to get to Ultramar in time though. They are moving ferociously quickly on that system. There falls McCrag. The Nids got it early. The humans on it are being purged relentlessly. The Orcs, the Squat Kingdoms, everyone is now preparing for this assault. We'll catch them in the air at Sheliak, I can hope. In they jump, we'll go in after they attack the starbase. Here comes the first victory of the war against the Tyranid High Fleet. We've engaged. Excellent. Excellent. That's a victory. We've defeated them over the Orc worlds. Oh no, they brought the 800k fleet. Why? Right, let's form up at the starbase. Form up at the starbase. Get out of there. And we'll just make sure every edict is on. Oh no, we ran out of consumer goods. Right, experimental treatment again. We've engaged the 200k. The fleets of Ultramar are with us though. They are leading the forefront of the charge. We're coming in behind. I think together we may actually have a hope of defeating that large 800,000 stack. In it comes, our forces are ready. The Imperium stands united to take on the Tyranid menace. We're doing some good damage. Keep firing. The Ultramar fleets are lost. It's just down to the Imperial fleets. Segmentum Solar's fleets are now engaging. Look at the size of that queen. And the queen's down. We've hit that queen. Is it? No. Victory! We've achieved victory at heavy, heavy cost. The last vestiges of the Eldar craft worlds are now under assault as well. We've got another batter up to the plate here. More reinforcements are arriving. I wonder if it will be enough though. So far we have exterminated 94 of the Hive Fleet ships as opposed to only 30 by the rest of the galaxy. They've consumed over 2,700 ships and infested 18 worlds. Yeah, Segmentum Ultima is looking pretty dicey. Yeesh. Oh, this is not good. These are massive fleets. Let's see what we can do. In they come. All units engage. For death and glory for the Emperor. We are the Emperor's sword. Yes. Victory? No! No, the extra Hive fleets have engaged. We were on the cusp of a victory as well. No! Our fleets are losing. We've reduced the 800,000 down to but a single ship. However, those two large fleets that came into aid were, oh no, and then our reinforcements have just arrived at the wrong time. At least one of those early goals, the full encasement of Earth, has been completed. The Eldar are no more at the hand of the Tyranid menace. I wonder how the tower doing. I bet they're just completely crushed. Commie buggers. They're coming for our core worlds now, and we have very little in the way of defensive fleets left to fight them. No! Malkador the Sigmarite has just died. We're having a public funeral. This is all very bad though. Everything is bad right now. And they are coming towards Sol. The Emperor protects, ladies and gentlemen. We'll fight them in Sirius, I believe. Let's get ready for the Siege of Terra, because I can imagine that's going to be happening rather soon. Shield generator, we'll need one of those. The battle for Sirius is about to begin. This is pretty much the final line. Beyond this, there is only the throne world itself, where the Emperor lies entombed in his life support, and we've engaged. I'm not sure we actually have the forces to take this thing on, though. Our allies desert us. We push the attack still. No, are we winning? Victory! We're repelling them at Sirius. Goodness me, that is a victory we'll speak about for probably a long time. At least the next 5-10 minutes that we're still alive. This is wild. Barnard's Star here. When we build one of these battleships now, we're getting what? Minus 60%. And we could do the special agenda as well to get that down even lower. I'm not saying this is a little broken. It does seem a little bit broken. Everything is in the red. All economic activity is on the going, getting worse kind of level. Yeah. Here we go. Here comes another level of engagement. All forces to the breach. We're going to stage a gradual fallback as we engage. It does seem to be somewhat working, the kiting strategy, though not entirely. Excellent. Oh, to add insult to injury, though, another fleet is now engaging again. Can we continue to hold them off? I'm not sure. The Sirius defense platform is holding. The Sirius starbase has just been knocked out. That's a bigger problem. But we have successfully defended our space yet again. And here comes another batch. Everything we do for the good of the... Well, for the Emperor, for the good of mankind. The orbital's ruined. The Sirius defenses are down. Our other fleets do seem to be... No, they're getting knocked out. Hive affinity, ship fire rate. Oh, and he's an entrepreneur. Thank goodness this guest out consciousness is an entrepreneur. I'd be worried that the Tyranids didn't know how to properly manage their economy. And another 900,000 enter the fray. This is going badly. What can men do against such reckless hate, ladies and gentlemen? That puts them but a stone's throw away from the Sol system. Just a single jump, in fact. They're only bringing 5 ships in, but we don't even have the fleets to defend against that. Earth's orbital ring is down. The Sol defense platform is down. We now only have the Imperial Guard and the Bioengineers. On Giridar, the aliens jump in. The Praetorian are attempting to expunge us. Yeah, we have such this is just so 40k. Oh god. We can't afford the life support. We can't afford the experimental healthcare. We're going to pull the plug. Our origin has now changed from one rule to broken rule. Well, at this point, with the Tyranids having completely crushed the Great Crusade, with our members falling thick and fast, and we have got a lot of members actually. The Great Crusade encompasses quite a few different star nations. There was the left side, Olympia, Primarch Igor Sianovich. There was a proper Primarch there. He got killed, evidently. Gurliman's still alive. Gurliman outlived the Emperor. Maybe he'll go into stasis for thousands of years and bring him back. But no, otherwise, I'm going to call this a Tyranid victory. Do you think I completed the Great Crusade? I don't think so, but I gave it a fair shot. let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this challenge video and you'd like to see what happens when I go to the other end of the spectrum instead of a Great Crusade not allowing conquest whatsoever with the Payback Origin, click the video on screen now.